Taurus, what is up? It's Kendrick from Providence Tarot, and I'm here to give you your proofread for the second half of September, the 15th through the 30th. Happy birthday to the Virgos, and happy birthday to the Libras. Oh, sorry, who are born, if you're cross-watching, in these videos. Anyway, here we go. Why am I doing that? Why am I saying that to you guys? Let me just shuffle the cards. So we're in Earth sign season, so it's trining your energy, Taurus, whether you have a Taurus sun, moon, or rising. Okay, sorry. I'm getting messages while I do this, and I can't stand that. I need to, like, turn off my notifications when I record, right? It's still summer, you know, right? Virgo season. So things might be going well for you. You know, you might be feeling good. You're feeling like very organized. Work might be going well for you. And for you, Virgo is what, like your 5th house, I guess? Yeah. Okay, Taurus. So let's go ahead and cut your cards, girl. And guys, sorry. You know what I mean. All right, cool. Let's see what's in the center. This is like what's going on like right now, like what's being affected. Oh, 9 of Cups. See, I said everything was kind of going well for you guys, right? It's trine energy. Jupiter is actually in Capricorn right now, which also trines you. So you got the sun, right? And Jupiter that have gone into this trine energy, or that will with Uranus as well at some point. Or we can kind of like say it's roughly there in some kind of way that we have a planet in the Earth sign. So there's like an Earth sign trine energy going on right now. So things are moving along. You are being very imaginative about what you want to do, where you want to go in the future. You're kind of like excited about it, about things changing in your life. You know what I mean? Like kind of like transient. You're looking forward to things changing in like good ways, right? And it could just have to do with things that deal with the home. It could just have to do with like feeling better in a good position in life because you've accomplished some things, right? That type of thing, you know? So let's go ahead and flip over the other card. All right, yeah, so definitely some changes happening. The 9 of Cups is here, and then the Death card is here. So the 9s, sometimes it's Jupiter and Pisces, so it could have to do with the father for some of you guys. Maybe your father has passed. I'm sorry to hear that. If that hasn't happened, it does have to do with change and things crossing over, because 9 of Cups, that's Jupiter and Pisces. Pisces is the last zodiac sign, and the Death card talks about endings and completions. It is 13, so that's the you know, the awareness and the acknowledgement of cycles, right, and patterns. So it's like acceptance as well, because it's a 4, being that the 1 and the 3 combine, so it's related to the 4th house of Cancer. So we're accepting something, you know, we're accepting destiny, and we're also just kind of like allowing ourselves to make a completion in one area of our life so we can begin a new phase, right? There's like another destination that we're also going towards here with the 9 of Cups and also the Death card, right? So you're leaving something behind you, and it doesn't have to be that it was something that was negative. It could just be a different way of doing things, a different way of being, you know? So there's a little bit of a boundary that's going to be made. It's kind of like one that you can't see though, right? So something is changing for you in your life, but it's bringing about these improvements, right? Because you have the card of like wish fulfillment here. So you're leaving something behind in order to like have your wishes fulfilled in some kind of way. Or you're having to just kind of like let go of something, right? All right, work, the 2 of Cups. So it has to do with Venus being in Cancer. Venus is very receptive, and it is about beauty and love, fairness, truth, objectivity, right? And this kind of has to do with like the object of my affection, right? Because Venus in Cancer, Venus is like very much about Taurus and Libra energy, and also Pisces. But then this card is, so you could be dealing with either of those signs. Or you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, Taurus. So this is kind of like the relationship, you know, going into a new phase, right? Or you could have like just met someone, right? And it's causing you to kind of like heal from your past, and you're leaving that past behind you, and it's making you feel kind of hopeful for the future. The Two of Cups is related to kind of balancing out your emotions. So some of you could be balancing out your emotions by, you know, opening yourself up to the beauty that life has to offer, right? So you could just be reflecting on that. You could be feeling more creatively adventurous, right? Or you might be feeling more romantically adventurous as well, right? So some of you, if you're not dating and you're single, then maybe, or if you're not in a relationship and you're single, then you might be thinking of dating again or something like that. But the Two of Cups does have to do with emotional satisfaction, you know, that type of thing. And it is related to, you know, like a powerful shift that you might be having emotionally, right? You feel differently about something. You have something has changed your perspective, or your perspective in love has changed, or your perspective in relationships have changed, or the way that you see just love and relationships in general has, like, you've learned something more. I don't know. But that's happening. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Or if you have your Sun in your second house, or maybe Venus is in your second house. Yeah, let's flip over the back and see what's going on here. So behind the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so this is an opportunity to have something, or to just be something different. It's kind of like changing your reality, right? And it's the potential to have something different, or to be something different, or to do something different, right? With this Ace of Swords being here, because it's like being, doing. Yes, I kind of had a feeling that the Tower would come up, and it's right underneath the Ace of Swords. I'm not necessarily reading the Tower, but the Ace of Swords coming up and then the Tower being under that, it's kind of like you're freeing yourself from something that might have been like a construct, or might have been like an old way of thinking, or an old way of doing it, and you're realizing that you can like either do it differently, or like you're not restricted to just being able to do one thing, you know what I mean? You can kind of like use a lot of your gifts and a lot of your talents, right? It's kind of like open up your mind so that you can see what is possible, right? Because the Ace of Swords does talk about the possibilities and change, right? Great change. So let's look and see what's behind the Death card. I think I kind of knew. It's the King of Wands. So you're dealing, Taurus, with either a Leo, right? You could be dealing with an Aries, any fire sign, really. But this could be a person, male or female. Doesn't really matter. No gender here. But the King of Wands is someone that is like very certain about their actions and what they want to do, okay? And it is like feeling, being passionate and wanting something to get done. You know, you are really set in your way of doing something, or wanting something to be some kind of way. You know, I feel like you're seeing to it that something happens, right? You're having to take responsibility, or you're having to be the one that kind of like sees to it that, you know, I guess things are being done. You're being very stern right now as well about something. Yeah. And I feel like you've kind of like learn from past things, and that's why you are so sure of yourself now, because you've learned from the past where you may have been unsure about yourself. Now you're definitely sure about yourself, you know, and that's why it's the King of Wands, and then it's the Ace of Swords. So let's go ahead and see what is behind the Two of Cups. Right. See, I said you're sure of yourself. You're moving forward with something, Taurus, right? So the King of Wands is here, the Ace of Swords is here, and then you have the Prince of Wands. And the Prince of Wands is Sagittarius energy. So you yourself could have some Sagittarius energy, or you might just be dealing with like a great desire to push forward with some creative ideas, or maybe you're feeling very opportunistic, or maybe you are going on an impulse to take a risk to make something happen because you feel like the results would be very rewarding. And you might even just be taking a chance on something, taking a leap. Yeah. I feel like you're like happy because you've been like set free from something that, you know, might have been holding you back in the past, right? And that's why you have the King of Wands in the past energy. Yeah, for sure. Because it's the King of Wands who's kind of controlling and a little bit overbearing with the energy, right? They can be very slightly controlling and overwhelming. But then like the Ace of Swords is the opposite of that, which is detached from that energy. And then the Prince of Wands is the fire energy that isn't fixed, but it's mutable. So it's pushing forward and it's changing, right? And it's breaking free, because the Prince of Wands is freedom, right? Freedom of will, you know? So that something is driving you, you know, to take a risk. And you're doing it passionately with a lot of vivaciousness and energy, okay? I do like it. Going for the goal, you know what I mean? And I feel like you're very happy about what you're doing, whatever that is. This could also just be some of you like seeing some changes that are happening in your body. You know, maybe some of you need to even just do more cardio, that type of thing. Changing up your workout, that could be something as well. You know, some of you might have felt like you were plateauing in some kind of way, or some of you might be like, I need to work out. I don't know. Yeah. But this Prince of Wands is saying that you're moving forward in a very driven way. Fast, you know, like the Prince of Wands is like the fastest knight to me. Actually, the knight is pretty quick too. Or the Prince of Swords is pretty quick too. But yes, this is great. I feel like, you know, happiness is just around the corner for you. Okay, I'll see you later. Follow me on Instagram. It's Providence Tarot there. My personal account is NYC Kendrick. Also, you know, these kings and these knights could be people too that are coming in for those of you who are single. If you're watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, okay? And make sure that you watch your sun, moon, and your rising in whichever house your sun is in, okay? Because that's very important too. All right, bye Taurus. I'll talk to you all later.